What's happening, everybody? This is a quick little video explaining something you might not know in Street Fighter 6. But first I want to start with a very basic lesson, the difference between cancels and links. If you're familiar with 2D fighting games, these have been around forever. If you're a 3D fighter from Tekken, for example, you're trying out Street Fighter 6, these can be some foreign concepts. So first off is what they call a special cancel. It's when you take an attack button like this and cancel it right into a special move. All I'm doing is crouching medium kick and then the medium version of lightning legs. Straight combos right into each other. Without the meter in the way, when you see it in slow motion, you'll see how the move stops its animation and then it begins the lightning kicks animation. It cancels the end of the first button and goes right into the second. There's very little timing involved in doing these. They're generally pretty easy. As long as the move is cancelable like so, it'll work. Some moves like Chun-Li's heavy punch cannot be canceled. You can't do this technique with that. You'll see this a lot when the game talks about drive rush. Drive rush only works on moves that are special cancelable. So crouching medium kick, because you can cancel it into a special move like this, you can also cancel into drive rush. So it's important to learn that concept just for that alone. So those are cancels. Links are similar, except that you don't cancel the first one, you do the first move and then the second move in their entirety. An example of that is this. Chun-Li's standing medium punch into her crouching medium punch. See how the opponent blocks it if I'm late. It says 2 hits otherwise. That's a combo if you do it just right. This is very precise for one main reason, because the first move has to hit them hard enough, so to speak, that the second move is guaranteed. So if you take a look at this medium punch, the meter below says 5 frames startup, advantage 6. What that means is after I press the button, 5 frames later, the punch comes out. It hits him in the 5th frame of animation. 60 frames per second, right? So 1/10 of a second, give or take. The advantage of 6 frames, what that means is Chun-Li can act before Ken does. If you look at the meter, those last little 6 blocks of yellow down there, after Chun-Li is done punching him, it takes 6 more frames before Ken is able to do anything. Move, block, whatever. He's stuck in hit stun for an extra 6 frames. Well, if you look at the crouching medium punch then, you can see that says startup 6 frames. So the result is this hitting gives Chun-Li 6 frames free versus Ken, and she can do a 6 frame move and hit him. So you get that, right? Does that make sense? Ken can't do anything at all for 6 frames if he gets hit by this. So if Chun-Li has a move that's 6 frames or faster, you can do that too, right? There's lots of choices here. Anything that's 6 frames or better, guaranteed to hit Ken. This is called a link. There's another one. Chun-Li's back heavy punch into her standing light kick. Because back heavy punch, as you can see, has 5 frames of advantage. Her 5 frame light kick connects, right? That's true for pretty much everything. You can go through the frame data just like this because of the meter and find out what works. I put all this stuff in a chart for my own sanity, just like a list of all of the moves, how fast they are on startup, on hit, and on block. So when you see anything that has, say, 6 frames of hit advantage, you can generally link it into any other move that's 6 frames or less. Not every 2D game has these. These were huge in Street Fighter 4. Street Fighter 5 toned it down a little bit, but they're kind of important because they let you do specific things like get extra damage or hit confirm. Like if I just go for this all the time and I can tell when it hits and then I can go for my move afterward. If they block this, right, I can know to not go for my move afterward and do something else. So it adds a little bit of extra time in your decision making. So links are really important for that reason. However, there's one set of moves that kind of breaks that rule for the better. So what I wanted to talk about specifically is how your jabs work in this game. Let's look at Chun-Li's crouching light punch, for example. 4 frame startup, 4 frame advantage. So you can do that. You can just do 2 of them in a row. You look at her crouching light kick, 4 frame startup, 0 advantage. So since this is +4, as we say, and this is 4 frames, that should work. Bop, bop. That does work. But look at the opposite. Her crouching light kick. Crouching light kick says advantage is 0. So if it's 0, I shouldn't get anything for free, right? Based on what we learned, Ken can act immediately, so he can block. But check it out. It works. Turns out this is just hard-coded into the game. Your jabs are all able to link to themselves. Despite what the frame data says, because this varies a lot. You know, this is 4 frame startup, but it's 0 on hit. Jury's, I think, is 5 frame startup, but the advantage is 3. Lots of them are different. Jury's isn't special cancelable either, and Chun-Li's is. Chun-Li can do that off of hers, but everybody can do these links. So what you can do with this knowledge is all of your jab combinations, crouching work, you can do 2 crouching light kick. Every character can do this with few exceptions. First off, 2 crouching light kicks always works. 2 crouching light punches always works. Light kick into light punch always works. Light punch into light kick always works. I didn't test 100% of that last one, but the other ones I did. In addition to that, standing jabs always works, but standing light kicks do not. Those do not break the linking rules. Sometimes you can do 3, right? This is hard-coded, like I said. You're able to do this with every character, no matter what. The only exceptions to this are Blanca and Honda. They can't do the standing jab, but they can do it with their standing light kicks. Boom, boom, just like this. Same concept, right? This is telling you use your light kick as your little poke tool, or, you know, your quick confirm. Because you can do that, right? You can try to mash them out. You think they're going to attack, you can kind of just, like, you know, mash your jab, and if you get it, just boom, there's your combo. You can do it 3 times. Oh, got him. Plenty of time to visually recognize, okay, I got the hit, let me follow up with the combo. That's what you use this for. So Blanca and Honda are forced to use their light kicks instead, as we see. Lily can do both. She can do 2 light punches, and she can do 2 light kicks. They both link the same way. She's the only character that can do that. Jamie can do the light punches as expected, but his light kicks is more of a target combo. You can clearly see that's not the same kick twice in a row. That's like a follow-up kick, so to speak, a built-in combo. So that's not quite the same, but it's close. The other exceptions are Marissa and Luke. They cannot do either of the standing follow-ups. Light punch or light kick. They do not get to break the link rules here. The only thing they can both do the crouching versions. They can do this, but they cannot do the standing versions. So that's it. That's kind of all there is to it. I wanted to talk about the jab thing, having just recently discovered it myself. Looking at frame data is like, all right, what can I do with his character? And I saw this having no advantage. Like, wait, why the hell does this work? And so through further research, we found out why. Everybody can do this technique. Your crouching lights, because this is pretty good stuff to have all around. Every character being able to do this, bop, bop, Tatsu, you know, bop, bop, fireball. Really good stuff. I think that's smart for the game. Every character has a universal check that they can throw out there to stop people and then confirm combos. That's really cool. But I wanted to use that as a springboard to kind of explain links versus cancel. These aren't typical links. They are breaking the rules, so to speak. So you can just sort of mash these out without worrying about it. Links themselves are pretty important, and they are a little bit harder to do. So it feels like it's the same thing, right? This crouching medium punch sequence is basically the same as the light punches, but the light punches are kind of an easy mode link, so to speak, that the game has built in. I don't think anything really says that. I don't think the game explains links that well in general, let alone the fact that you could do this stuff. So I thought that was kind of cool, that all the jabs exist. Links exist everywhere. The game's not going to tell you what your character can do, but the frame data meter does. That gives you a clue. Okay, well, this is got 8 frames of advantage. I can hit him with 8 frames. Boom, just like that. And the cancel system is the easiest version of all. That's mostly for special moves. That's a normal canceled into a special. The other direction exists too. In addition to normal into special attacks, there are some special attacks that can link into normals, like that. Chun-Li's heavy Hazanshu, you can see, has 6 frames advantage. That means you can get a crouching medium punch off it just the same. Remember how this had 6 frames of advantage? So you can do that. Hazanshu is the same. That into that. There's enough advantage, boom. Medium punch. But if you're too late, it'll get blocked. It'll work if you do it just right. So these are actually really, really cool. And I want to take a moment to talk about that. The jab thing is just a nice little cherry on top. An expansion of that system to make a lot of basic things really easy to do. So I thought that was kind of cool. But that's it. This is the first of probably a couple videos that are on the way. So if you want to see more Street Fighter 6 content, I'm going to do full like character guides explaining what they can and can't do on top of little mechanical videos like this. So if you're interested in stuff like that, be sure to click the like, follow, and subscribe stuff down below, and I will see you in the next video. Later.